Hello. Welcome back. So, today, guys, we're going to be talking about some crime cases, but these are not any crime cases. These are the cases of the morons who are quite possibly some of the dumbest criminals who I have ever read about. Let's get into it. So, today, starting us off, we're going to be talking about a man called Gary Rough from Represent Glasgow. So, in 2014, a man named Gary Rough attempted to rob a Ladbrokes bookies. This was in Shettleston in Glasgow. And so in popped Gary to the bookies, and he approached a female member of staff. Now, this lady was called Andrea McIntosh, and Gary approached her and demanded cash, as you do, you know. And so he was brandishing a weapon, right? And Andrea, well, she originally thought this was a gun. Understandable, because I mean, that seems like a standard kind of weapon if you're going to be the kind of person who's gone in to rob a bookies, I guess. A knife, a gun, something like that. So, Andrea, thinking this was a gun, but she was like, nah, don't think so. No, you're getting nothing. So she stood her ground. So shortly after this happened, there was actually a bit of commotion raised, and there was actually an off-duty police officer in the bookies at the time, and he was Drew White. So he goes round and he's like, what's going on? And then in CCTV footage, you can see him taking Gary to the ground in like one blow. And when he's on the floor, he's arrested, obviously. And the weapon was covered in a sock, and the sock was removed. Now, drum roll please, can anybody guess what the weapon was? A cucumber. He tried to rob a bookies with a cucumber and a black sock. What? Like, come on. So, in court, it was heard that the bookies was quite busy when Gary decided to go in and try and get money with his cucumber. And it was also heard that Rough told the police it was just a joke and it was a dare, and it went too far. And he said, when he was arrested, he said, it was just a joke. Am I getting the jail for this? I mean, what did you think? Do you know what I mean? He later added that, I think it was quite stupid. I'm not a robber. It was just a joke that went too far. Well, I don't know about you, but it might not have been very funny for poor Andrea, who literally thought you had a gun pointing to her. Tony Graham, which was Gary Ruff's lawyer, said they could offer no explanation why Gary would try to do this, because he earned £500 a week because he was a plumber, and so he couldn't offer any explanation of why Gary wanted to do this. And Gary, well, he got 40 months in prison. That's what you get. So, next up, we have another UK case. So the first one was Scotland, so now we're going to England. And this is Ashley Keast and Anthony Hunt. So 25-year-old Ashley Keast of Rotherham and his 27-year-old friend Anthony Hunt, they broke into a property when the owners of the property were on holiday. And Keast and Hunt went in and they stole £27,000 worth of stuff, which included electrical items, jewellery, and an Audi A4. So, Ashley Keast had stolen a SIM card and decided that he'd take it home, he'd put it in another phone, and took a picture or a selfie and posted it to WhatsApp. But little did he know that, so this person who he robbed the SIM card, I'm assuming he probably took a phone. This was in like 2014, which is kind of strange because it's still kind of a time where you would take your phones. So I don't know if maybe this person, if it was like their work phone or something. But he took it anyway, and they must have had contacts saved on their SIM instead of like onto their phone. So when he uploaded this picture to WhatsApp, he also unknowingly sent it to the victim's work colleagues. So they were kind of like, "What? What is happening here? Who is the guy?" You know. So they reported it to police, and the police were like, suspicious. So the next day, they went to Ashley's home and they arrested him. But when they got there, they actually found a Rolex behind the radiator. I mean, what? They must have been like, knock, knock. And he was like, oh, put the Rolex behind the radiator. You know what I mean? That Rolex was actually worth £4,000. But, like I said, he was arrested. Which, I mean, that's what you get for not being careful. Don't rob houses in the first place. So, Ashley Keast and Anthony Hunt both appeared at Sheffield Crown Court, where Ashley got 2 years and 8 months and Anthony got 18 months. However, following his sentence for that, Ashley Keast arranged for a letter to be sent to the victim whose house he robbed and basically made threats to their life. So he was sentenced to another 4 years by a jury for attempting to pervert the jurors. It's one of the days. He was sentenced to an extra 4 years for attempting to pervert the course of justice. And rightfully so. I mean, how can you rob somebody's house and then send them a letter like, I'm gonna kill you because I'm an idiot and I uploaded a selfie and got caught? Do you know what I mean? It's like, come on. People just baffle me. So, we're going across the pond now to Florida. So, there was a man in Florida, 42-year-old Mac Yearwood, and he was arrested on August 30th, 2016 in Florida. And he was wanted on 2 counts of battery. But how was he caught after evading police? Well, what do you think? Get your best guess, because I bet you won't guess. So, he was caught because Citrus County Sheriff Department on their social media, like Facebook, Twitter, blah blah blah, like it's quite common for police stations and stuff to be on social media now. Well, they like to put out a Wanted of the Week poster, and it just so happened that the week that they decided to put on Mac Yearwood for like what he was wanted for, he decided, that's a good picture of me, I might as well just take that for my Facebook, and made it his profile picture. Yep, his mugshot, his wanted poster, made it his profile picture on Facebook, which, I mean, I just don't. How many, like, do you just not have any good pictures of yourself, Mac? Like, what is the reasoning behind this? So, the poster had his photo, his name, his age, his height, his weight, and the reason that the police were looking for him. And he thought, yes, I'm just gonna like let everybody on my Facebook know what a piece of shit I am. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, obviously, the police tracked him down and he was arrested. So, good luck, Mac. And still staying in America, we have. No, I literally called it ATM morons. Okay, so like I have the titles above on my notes I'm going to talk about, and I had no better words than ATM morons, and you'll know once I tell you the story. So, Eli Steen and Jason Kovar. Now, sorry if that's not the pronunciation of their name, but that's what it looks like, and that's how it seems to be. So, anyway, Eli and Jason, both 31, from Everett, Washington. Well, they decided that they were going to rob an ATM, which, okay, I'm sure plenty of people out there have had that thought, like, oh, I wish I could just break into that ATM and get all the money. But they decided that, yep, we're going to do this. So they got a blowtorch, and on an early Tuesday morning, they decided, right, let's do this. So they went up to this ATM in Everett in Washington, and they took away, so you know, like when you've got an ATM or a cash machine or a hole in the wall or whatever you want to call it. So it's like it's in the wall, and then you've got the bit underneath. So like they smashed it. I'm guessing it was like a hammer or something. I'm not really sure what it was they used, but they got that bit of wall away. And so then there was the metal of the cash machine underneath, and they got a blowtorch, and they were like, shh, going in and a bit with the blowtorch, and they're like, yes, this is working, yes, we're gonna be rich. And those idiots, it went right through the metal and set all the cash on fire. So good job, guys. So no, you think like that's bad enough that they would cut their losses, they'd get out of there, they'd be like, oh god, we failed, we're absolute morons. We've not only like damaged all this wall, the alarm's gone off, obviously. They cut right through it, set the money on fire. Well, no, one of them decided, do you know what would really help put the fire out? If I peed on it. Oh, like, how do you even need to pee in a moment like that? Where you're like, oh god, the alarm's gone off, this is on fire, this was all for nothing, probably gonna go to jail. But I need to pee, so I might as well pee on it. Oh, I just don't even know. I don't even know. So they end up leaving empty-handed. And yes, they were caught. But they also left $35,000 worth of damage. Like, what the heck? Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Imagine having to go into jail. What you here for? Oh, well, we tried to rob an ATM, but went on fire. We set fire to the cash. So a pedo in it. Like, didn't work, but we still got caught. Like, it's so cringy. But that is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. It's a wee bit different. And I'll be back to uploading more sort of like darker stuff in my next videos. So let me know, what did you think of this? Did you like it? Would you like to see something like this again? Is there any cases that you would like me to cover? Who did you think was the dumbest out of all these? Because I had a hell of a time writing my scripts for them because I thought this is too funny. So give me a like, subscribe if you're new, share it if you think it's worth sharing, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.